Do you feel like life is riskier than it should be? One wrong move, one illness, one unexpected layoff, and suddenly everything can collapse. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Life didn't get riskier because you made bad choices. It got riskier because risk was quietly, systematically transferred to you. And most people never noticed. Think about that for a moment. The system you trusted to protect you slowly, almost imperceptibly, handed the burden of risk onto your shoulders. You didn't sign up for this. You didn't ask for it. But here you are, carrying it anyway. It's not a coincidence, and it's not your fault. Risk used to live elsewhere, with companies, governments, institutions, with structures that had the capacity and resources to absorb it. Jobs were stable, pensions existed, healthcare was shared, price shocks were gradual, life had cushions built in. If you fell, you could bounce back, you could breathe. But sharing risk is expensive, and somewhere along the way, someone decided it was cheaper, more profitable to shift it, to transfer it quietly, slowly, step by step. And here's the kicker. It didn't happen with a warning label. It didn't come with a notice. It came disguised as freedom, as flexibility, as opportunity. Be your own boss. Invest for your future. Manage your own health. Sounds empowering, doesn't it? But here's the part nobody talks about. When things go right, you're praised. When things go wrong, the system doesn't fail. You do. Companies used to carry the risk of downturns, slow years, market fluctuations. They absorbed it. Now, you do. Short-term contracts, gig work, freelance projects, these are celebrated as independence. In reality, they're vectors of risk, quietly dropped into your backpack. Picture it, a heavy backpack filled with invisible bricks. Every decision, every market swing, every health scare, another brick. And when demand drops, when markets falter, when illness strikes, the backpack grows heavier. This isn't paranoia. This is the new normal. Let's talk about money. You were told to invest, save early, save often. Retirement would come. Your future would be secure. But here's the problem. The rules changed. The market is no longer stable. Pensions have become personal accounts. Social guarantees have been replaced by individual responsibility. When markets rise, you feel empowered. When they fall, you feel like a failure. It's not failure. It's risk that's no longer pooled. It's personalized. And personalized risk feels like personal failure. Health is another hidden battlefield. Once upon a time, getting sick meant treatment. You could rely on your system to absorb the cost. Now, it means paperwork, stress, bills, and anxiety. One illness can undo years of hard work, and the worst part? The system doesn't care. Why? Because the risk isn't theirs anymore. It's yours. And with risk comes blame. If your investments fail, you feel guilty. If your job disappears, you feel inadequate. If illness strikes, you feel like you should have done more. But none of it is your fault. It's the design. The system shifted the burden, and you, like most people, never saw it happen. Let's slow this down for a second. This is not just a financial problem, it's an emotional one. Because carrying risk without realizing it creates a hidden tax. Stress, self-doubt, anxiety, exhaustion. You work harder, sleep less, worry more, and none of it actually fixes the underlying structural issue. You're being taxed not just financially, but mentally, emotionally. And here's what's really insidious. The system rewards ignorance. If you don't notice the transfer of risk, you keep playing by old rules, thinking failure is personal. You keep loading the backpack, unaware of its growing weight. Once you understand this, everything changes. You stop asking, "What's wrong with me?" You start asking, "What am I standing inside?" This is the moment of clarity. Realization is powerful. It removes shame. It removes guilt. It shifts perspective. Struggling isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of overexposure. A system designed to move risk onto your shoulders will always create stress. Let's examine how this happened. Companies and institutions made a choice. Predictable costs became unpredictable lives. Job security was rebranded as flexibility. Pensions were turned into individual accounts. Healthcare became personal responsibility. Markets became volatile playgrounds. It wasn't a glitch, it was profit-driven. You can feel betrayed, confused, angry, but here's the thing. Seeing the truth doesn't just validate your struggle, it frees you. You're not failing, you're adapting. You're navigating a system that was rewritten without your consent. And once you see the system clearly, you can act. Not by trying to reverse the system overnight, not by shouldering every risk alone, but by making informed, deliberate choices, by building buffers, skills, multiple income streams, savings, flexibility. You can mitigate personal risk, you can plan, you can protect yourself, and the first step is awareness, because awareness is clarity. Clarity reduces confusion, and confusion is the most expensive cost of all. Here's what awareness looks like in practice. Diversifying income so one failure doesn't break you. Investing smartly with risk you understand. Building emergency savings for unexpected shocks. Maintaining health coverage and preventative care. Developing skills to adapt to the job market volatility. It's not about eliminating risk, it's about managing it intentionally. And yes, the system is still stacked. It's still designed to transfer risk wherever it's cheapest, but knowledge is power, and knowing how risk moves allows you to respond strategically, not emotionally. Now take a moment. Look at your own life, at your own backpack, at your responsibilities. Which bricks were handed to you quietly? Which ones are truly yours to carry? And which can you redistribute through strategy, skill, and foresight? Risk didn't increase because you became careless. It increased because the rules changed, and it's been relocated from structures capable of absorbing it onto you. Understanding this is liberation, because once you see the transfer, you stop blaming yourself. You stop confusing pressure with personal failure. You stop shouldering invisible weights silently. This clarity allows you to respond rationally, calmly, confidently, and it changes everything. Your financial stress decreases, your emotional load lightens, your decision-making improves, and most importantly, you stop treating yourself as the problem when the system is the real architect of risk. In fact, struggling under these conditions is proof of your resilience, not weakness. You're operating in a system designed to overload, and surviving it is a skill in itself. So what's the takeaway? Risk is not just numbers on a spreadsheet. It's not just market swings or job security. Risk is power, and the quietest, most insidious transfers of power happen under the guise of freedom, flexibility, and opportunity. Knowing this gives you leverage. Knowledge is the only way to reclaim control, to manage the backpack, redistribute the bricks, and navigate life without carrying unnecessary burdens. Start today. Audit your risks, identify which ones belong to you and which ones were quietly handed to you by systems, policies, or structures. Make deliberate choices. Don't be reactive. Be strategic. Protect your health, your income, your savings, your future. Because the moment you understand how risk was transferred, you gain something priceless: clarity, resilience, and foresight. You realize that stress is not personal, failure is not inevitable, and with the right knowledge, the right planning, and the right mindset, you can thrive in a system designed to overload you. The first step is seeing the system clearly, the second step is acting wisely, and the third is sharing this knowledge so others stop blaming themselves and start adapting. Remember, confusion is the most expensive cost of all. Awareness is priceless. Once you understand, the invisible becomes visible, the heavy backpack becomes manageable, and what once seemed like unavoidable failure becomes a challenge you can navigate intentionally. Life didn't get riskier. Risk was quietly relocated, and now, knowing this, you are empowered. The system may not change overnight, but your response can, your preparation can, your resilience can. You are not weak, you are adapting, you are learning, you are carrying what truly matters and shedding what doesn't. And that in itself is financial freedom. Thanks for watching our video. Like and subscribe our channel for more informative videos. Don't forget to press the bell icon to get notification of new uploaded videos.